There were three suspects in his death. Three. The suspects were his wife, their landscaper, and the wife's cousin. They were taken into custody. Her name was Shara. The landscaper's name was Billy Ray Turner, and her cousin Jamie Martin were hauled to the police station um, for questioning. Martin, her cousin, testified in court that Shara Wright recruited him and Turner to kill Lorenzen. That's so sad. Again, there was a 911 call that he attempted to make the morning of July 19th, just after he had disappeared. But the dispatcher could not locate him and could not make out what he was saying. All she had heard was gunshots in the background. In court, they played those gunshots in the background in Shara's trial, and they put him in front of the jury. They played that 911 call. Now, in this article from the um, New York Post, it has right here. This is the wife. Um, she ended up pleading guilty to a charge of facilitation of first-degree murder and was sentenced to 30 years. Um, she ended up recently going for parole, and her parole was denied. This is their landscaper, Billy Ray Turner. He was one of the main ones that was recruited. So it says right here, the previous murder attempt, they tried to kill him before, but it was unsuccessful. It says right here, previous murder attempt. Prosecutors said that Martin and Turner had previously gone to Lorenzen's Atlanta apartment with guns. They reportedly broke in, only to find someone sleeping on the couch with Lorenzen not home. They left, and his wife hatched another plan. The prosecutors at her trial, his trial, Turner's trial, said that they had a romantic relationship, which obviously a lot of affairs or previous romances would be what's involved in murders, which, I mean, that wasn't surprising. We knew it was like her lover or something like that. And the thing is about this that her and Lorenzen were divorced around 5 months before he was murdered. Now, this is another thing right here. He was a landscaper in Atlanta and had met her through the church that they both attended. Bible thumping fakes. That's what it is. This is a sad picture. This is grandma. Oh, more she touches his casket. His service was in Memphis. She told her cousin that she conspired a plan with Turner to have Lorenzen meet her at a field where he would be attacked. Her cousin had explained in testimony that Shara, who is the wife, told him that she and Turner ambushed Lorenzen after luring him there. They chased him, and he jumped the fence to try to escape before they shot him. She had maintained a story that her ex-husband Lorenzen was killed in a drug deal gone bad. Now, nobody knows for sure if he was on drugs, if he was doing drugs. That was never determined to be the case if he was selling drugs or doing drugs or anything like that. Um, all we know is that that's the excuse that she gave to try to justify what she did. But as far as I know, those have been unfounded. She was arrested, I want to say, in 2017 because I think it took 7 years for them to arrest her. And again, he was murdered in 2010. Um, and so in 2019, she changed her story and pled guilty to a charge of facilitation of first degree murder. The cousin um, was being tried for a murder of his girlfriend. So he had his own case. He had received immunity for this case. So he wasn't being charged in his case at all, which I don't think immunity should have been given to him. He should have faced, even if it was a smaller charge, he should have faced consequences for this. Um, and according to his story, the cousin, um, he had told them that the Turner, the hired hitman, the worker of the house, disposed of the gun in the North Mississippi Lake, and he had told detectives where to locate the gun in 2012. And it was later recovered by the FBI divers only 50 miles from where Lorenzen's body was discovered, and Turner was arrested in 2017, shortly after the murder weapon was found. The jury only deliberated 2 hours. That is a very short deliberation. 2 hours before they found Billy Turner guilty of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy in Lorenzen's death on March 21st, 2021. He, of course, was sentenced to life in prison. Now, this is the motive that most people believed because there was actually no clear motive. But, of course, life insurance is always a big one when it comes to spouses or um, any kind of relationship like that. Um, she was still on his life insurance policy. His mother even said that she killed him to access his $1 million life insurance policy. And it says that she went through the $1 million quickly after his death. The policy was in place to care for the couple's 6 children living if something did happen to him. But she spent that up like that, no problem. She spent it up. Um, he had 6 kids, and I said in the beginning of this video that one of his kids had passed away. So yeah, um, and the weird thing about it is her sentence was 30 years, but she was already able to see parole early after just a few years, which that was really unheard of to be sentenced to a 30-year prison sentence. Usually, if you're sentenced to 30 years, you shouldn't even be expecting to see parole until 10, 11, 12 years, somewhere around there. She was only in there barely 3 years, 2.5 years, 3 years before she saw the parole board. And 2 of the children had advocated to the Tennessee Board of Parole to advocate for her early release in May 2022, which, yeah, that's barely 3 years. While another person um, was like, nope, Not at all. She claimed that she had been behaving well in prison and should be released early, a request that was denied. She is serving her sentence at a rehabilitation center and is required to stay for 30% of it before talks of release. So the fact that she had even seen them that soon was definitely not even 30%. Now, I'm confused. This is armor shot. And she knew she was caught. She knew it. This man was an innocent man, but because she got greedy, so greedy, she decided that she wanted to take his money. That's a shame.